What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, all right? So, let me say this before I get into this particular video, because some people I'm noticing are thick-headed and they don't quite, everything is black and white with them, and they can't think beyond a third grader's mentality. So let me just say this. I can say in a video why I still think he's in a position to win in 2024, which is more than 2 years away from where we are right now. But still tell you that I think that he is a reprehensible human being. The two things are not mutually exclusive, all right? So, yes, he is a vile piece of shit to me. As a human being, he is the worst person to ever occupy the White House. And I think he's even worse of a human being than Joe Biden is. I just think both of them are racist, but I think Trump is a sociopath, all right? Borderline psychopath in some ways, man. The guy is really scary. And I think that he's guilty of all of the shit that's being accused of him. This shit wasn't planted. Trump is motivated by nothing but greed and avarice. This is a dude that, for reasons of greed, which is a tax write-off, has his dead wife buried at one of his properties. I think it's a golf course. Because of laws, he gets a tax write-off. That was his main motivation. It's always been his motivation. Money, money, money. If you don't think that Donald Trump was in possession of classified information for the pure purpose of selling it, which would violate the Espionage Act, which should put this motherfucker under Alcatraz Island. They should reopen Alcatraz Island, put him under that motherfucker, have him in chains from his arms and his legs, tase him up his ass every 5 seconds, and feed this motherfucker shit gruel. I mean, literally, gruel that a hobo shitted in for the rest of his sorry-ass life. But it's not going to happen, because people like him don't get punished. It doesn't matter what the fuck he does, okay? It doesn't matter what the fuck he does. This guy told us, I can shoot someone in the middle of Times Square and get away with it because he's one of the elites. Everyone keeps talking about, oh, he's in a rogue elite. No, he's one of the elites, and he's getting protected because he's a former president. And we don't put presidents behind bars. We just don't. This guy has violated the Espionage Act, apparently. This is a guy that had classified information that wasn't supposed to be in his possession. Former presidents are not supposed to have this. Former presidents don't get briefings. Former presidents become regular citizens. They have perks, absolutely. They have a lot of perks, but they are no longer government officials. The job of a former president normally is pretty much to give speeches, usually for monetary compensation. When a president calls on them for advice, to be there. Pretty much to make money, enjoy the good life, focus on creating their presidential libraries, and living out the remainder of their days serving the country in some capacity, as well as being a citizen. But he's not an elected official, and he was not supposed to have that, period. Ain't no spinning, nothing you motherfuckers can say or do. I don't give a fuck, none of that trickery. Oh, I can see you're clearly delusioned by the media. Man, shut up. At this point, just shut up. This man should be in prison 10 times, 100 times over by now. Violating the Espionage Act. Subverting democracy, damn near. You said people pushing this lie that it was Antifa. Please. But you know what, though? Despite having said all of this, all of this shit, I still think that this guy's going to get the nomination. Because the Republican Party has just deteriorated into a bunch of kooks and right-wing extremists and conspiracy theorists. The comments on my videos and other videos, whenever I criticize Trump, validates that line of thinking. And I also want to say this too, by the way. All of this stuff that's going on with Trump is legitimate. But don't think for a second that there's not a political angle behind all of this stuff. Look, everybody knows the Democrats are in the dirt right now. Everybody knows that Biden's approval ratings are in the fucking toilet. Everyone knows that the Biden administration has been a complete and total failure. And normally, midterm elections are about the incumbent and are about the party in power, which is the Democrats. But they're trying to change the narrative, and they have done so successfully, into being about Trump. Don't think for a second that there isn't a political angle here as well. The timing of all of this. August. Right around the anniversary of Watergate and Nixon resigning. August heading into September, which is traditional election season. All of this is going to continue all the way until November. Guaranteed. They're trying to put the spotlight on Trump. They're trying to remind voters, yes, voters, why they don't like this guy. See, one thing I told people, one of the benefits over the past year for the Republican Party has been that Trump has been out of the picture for the most part. And oftentimes, you ever heard the expression, absence make the heart grows fonder? Well, in this situation, sometimes you forget why you don't like somebody. You know, we forgot why we didn't particularly like Trump as a person. You know, a lot of us had Trump fatigue after just one term. And now, a lot of people are remembering why they didn't particularly like Trump. When I say this, I'm not talking about his base. I'm talking about the few independent voters out there who have turned against Joe Biden, the Democrats. See, a lot of this shit may have them saying, man, you know, yeah, I've kind of forgotten why I didn't like the Republican Party. And I don't like Biden, but maybe they're the better alternative. Because Trump still has a lot of power and has a lot of sway, because we all saw that most Trump-backed candidates won in Arizona, Michigan, what was the other state? What was the other state? Arizona, Pennsylvania, maybe. But, and I think Lynn Cheney's going to lose her primary. I think it's next Tuesday, I think it is. I think Lynn Cheney's going to lose. And that's going to be seen as a success for Trump. But the midterms, the media, which is primarily Democrat, most of the people who are in the media are rank and file Democrats. They're purposely trying to change the narrative to be about Donald Trump. Now, after having said all of that, that's not me saying that none of these allegations are true, or false, excuse me. But there is some political spin being put on this as well. So that's all I got to say about that, man. In conclusion, Trump is a piece of shit. He deserves to be in prison. But there is some political hanky-panky going on as well. But tell me what you guys think.